everyone, welcome back to Eastwick Cottage Garden and welcome back to another installment of Accessibility in Gardening. Today I'd like to talk about planting and to show you a couple of tools that I found to be very helpful for me for getting plants in the ground. One, because sometimes shovels can be very heavy and they're very stressful on the heart and on your joints and muscles, I found that using a smaller shovel, I found it to be very, very effective. This one is called Green Thumb, and I will see if I can find a link to it. I got this at a garden center. I can't remember where. I've had it for several years, but it's very, very helpful to me because it weighs a whole lot less than a regular shovel, and I can get a lot done with it. So it might take a little bit longer to dig a hole, but I haven't found it to be that too out of the realm of difficulty, but it's just a lot lighter for me to carry and a lot lighter for me to handle and work with and not get fatigued. I'll put this here. The other thing that I found to be super helpful, and this is a purchase that I made this past season in my garden. It's something I wanted to save up for, and I believed it would be very helpful for me, is to get a good drill. So this is a DeWalt 20-volt drill and an auger for digging holes. So this is actually the I think this is the 36-inch Laura edition. Laura from Garden Answer, they work with Power Planter. So this is the Laura edition auger. It's the 3-inch one, and it comes in a 2-inch and a 3-inch. But this part right here is called the flighting, and Laura requested from Power Planter that they reduce the length of the flighting to make it lighter, to make the auger lighter. I like this one because I can stand up and use it. I'll demonstrate that in a minute, but I can stand up and use it, so I don't have to bend down as much. So I can dig all my holes and then just get down once to put them all in the ground. So today I'm actually feeling a little bit tired, a little bit sore, and I'm going to be using the auger to dig my holes for the plants that I need to plant today. So the important thing is I actually got the drill and the auger from Power Planter. They sell bundles. So take a look at that, and they do have sales periodically. I can link them in the description below, but you need to have, for this size auger, to have at least an 18 volt drill. So this is the DeWalt 20-volt drill, but I think 18 is the minimum you can use to use these augers. So anyway, I will link that below, but I will give you a demonstration. I'm going to start planting some plants, so I'll give you a demonstration on that. The one thing I also wanted to mention is about auger safety. So to attach the auger to the drill without the battery being attached first, to make sure that it doesn't go off and you don't lose any fingers or anything like that. The other thing is also, spinning things can catch fabric. So wearing gloves might not be a good idea when you're handling things that are spinning like this, especially with an auger attached. I'm going to put the auger in, show you how the auger goes in. So it comes with this hexagonal tip, and it fits into the end of the drill. So you pull it forward. Whoops. I want to put it down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. You're going to put it in, and then you're going to twist it to tighten it up. I always seem to not twist it the right way the first time. I got it in right the first time. So what you want for this is you want it to be on this. There's numbers here. There's a 1, 2, and a 3. You want it to be on the 1, and you don't want it to be on the hammer drill or any of these settings. You want it to be, you start out with the lowest, there's numbers here. You start out with the lowest number and work your way up to where you're not getting any resistance when you're turning using the drill. So it will stop when it finds, you can't see me. It will stop when it finds resistance in the ground, which is a safety mechanism. So you kind of want to work your way up to where you can do the drilling that you need to do, find the least resistance, and just drill the holes in the ground. So I'm going to give you a demonstration on how this works. So I'm going to be attaching my battery now that the drill is safely, the bit is safely in. So I've attached my battery, it's charged. One thing I want to point out is, I think I mentioned this is a 3-inch auger. They come in a variety of sizes. So there's a 2-inch one, there's a, the 3-inch one, and they also come with the full-size flighting if there's something you need, if you want to dig deeper holes. They also have like a 5-inch one, and I don't know if there's a 7, but I think there's a 9-inch one. This is something that I saved up to get. So I wanted to start with what I felt was going to give me the most benefit in being able to garden safely and without fatigue. So I started with a 3-inch auger because you can always move it around and make the hole bigger. I didn't know how much it would weigh. I didn't know how my body would be able to react to it. So this actually works for me. I don't know if I had a bigger one, if it would, cause me more fatigue or more pain. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to plant my catmint, and I would like to put it in. I cleared away some of the mulch over here. So I'm just going to demonstrate how this works. You want to make sure the drill's going forward. You're pointing it in the forward direction. And as you can see, it just digs the hole. It goes in lickety split. And you can just move it around or rock it around to make the hole bigger if you need to. And you have all this distance to go down. If you need to go drill a deeper hole, you have a lot of room to do that. But the flighting is not heavy, so it's easier to maneuver. It also makes the soil very fluffy to be able to let your roots have more room to move around and for them easier to move around. Like a lot of times when you're digging out with a shovel, you're digging out compacted soil, and it leaves clumps of compacted soil, so you have to break them up. But with the auger, as you can see, it's all just fluffy soil. So I'm gonna make it a little bit wider. To fit the can. And then I'm going to test the hole. Put that right there for now. I'm going to test the hole, dig out with a shovel to see if I've gotten this hole the right size. That looks about good, actually. And look how fluffy the soil is. It's super fluffy. And it didn't cause too much strain on me getting the hole dug. And if you need to dig out a little at the bottom, that's fine too. So there we go. I'm going to see if the can fits and see if we need to dig out any more. I need to dig out a little bit in the bottom. So I'm going to make the bottom a little bit wider. I think I'll be able to get that in there. Now I can just grab my kneeling bench. Let's see if I can get this in here. Now this is a plant that I trimmed. I did some trimming on it when I did the garden clean out. So let's see how well this fits inside. I do a little bit. Just want to make a little bit more room at the bottom so that this shovel is also a little bit shorter than most shovels, so I can see I'm comfortably actually shoveling on my knees. So it's all around lighter and easier to maneuver. Okay. There we go, that's better. Okay, so this is catmint, and it is more like on the Mediterranean plant side of things, and does not really particularly care for fertilizer. So I'm not putting any starter fertilizer in this hole. Her advice. So we've got this in here, and then we're going to come back through and look how pretty the soil is. Huh. Look how rich that looks. Compost. Compost, my friends. Beautiful thing. Okay. So, the catmint is planted. The ground is very, very moist. And I've soaked this before I planted it. So I think it's good. And plus, we're supposed to be getting some precipitation in the next couple of days. So I'm not going to water it in right at the moment. The root ball was very wet, but you can see that's mud. That's lovely. That is pretty. Okay, that's gardening. Anyway, so that is using my green thumb light shovel and the power planter auger to dig some holes. So I have 8 more plants to plant. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. Hopefully there's some things that you might think that might be beneficial to you, possibly. I will try to link the shovel, and I'll link power planter down below. Again, these are not sponsored. These are just tools that I have found that have helped me in my gardening journey to be less fatigued and less sore. You know, they're good for the health situations that I'm dealing with. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for the likes and the subscriptions and the watches. Very, very much appreciated. And I will talk with you soon. Take care.